So I was reflecting recently on the beauty of the food offering prayer that we do that anytime someone brings us food, whether it be the weekly offering that's made from our local friends or people who come visit with us. And at the end, when we respond to our friends who have offered us our requisites, we say, together we'll create peace in a chaotic world. And I just found that very moving. And what has been brought to mind was just one of the elements of living at the Abbey that I enjoy the most is how we share the Dharma, and that the active aspect of creating peace in a chaotic world in terms of how we share the SAFE program, the Sharing the Dharma days where we invite people here, the various programs that, especially during COVID, that we then moved online to still maintain that connection. Um, yeah, it's just very fulfilling. And to see how our lives are very much reflecting the idea of interdependence. We only eat here, we only have a roof over our heads and the various resources that we use because others have offered them to us. Yeah, and then by having this life where we can dedicate ourselves as much as we're currently able to study, reflection, and meditation on the teachings, then the Dharma lives within us, and we have something to share to to spread, enable us to spread peace in a chaotic world. And so this has been the bit that I've been reflecting on, more so in terms of that. It's only if I create peace within my own world, my own body and mind, that then the together we will create peace in a chaotic world is able to happen. And so, yeah, there's been a few instances recently where I have spoken or acted in a way that wasn't so in line with my sense of integrity, that has been paused for reflection of like, how did that harsh speech or divisive speech or just behavior that wasn't so happy making for myself, how did I get there? And how could I have done it differently? And this is where I really appreciate the purification practices that we do here, at least once a day or twice a day. That gives us this opportunity to reflect on, how did I do today? Did I live up to my values, my idea of ethical conduct? And if not, then let me not beat myself up, but how can I do it differently next time? And what gave me pause is that, going back to the idea that if my peace of mind is disturbed, I'm afflicted. And how often I don't pay attention enough when my peace of mind is disturbed. How I can put that aside. I can go, something's not quite right here, and then I'll still follow the energy of attachment, arrogance, pride, jealousy, anger, because the energy behind those afflictions is so strong that I believe the thoughts and what they're telling me. Yeah. But then asking myself, how can I be more sensitive to when my peace of mind is disturbed and use it as a signal to just stop? Going back to the various verses that we've had from Shantideva about remaining like a piece of wood when any of the afflictions are arising in our mind. Not just stand still and do nothing, but at least have another second thought around, I really want to say something right now, but maybe I should just wait a day or even another minute to consider, like, is this energy within me? Is this sense of urgency? Because I often find that when I have afflictions running through myself, there's a physical and a mental sense of urgency around needing to do something. To be physically and mentally aware of that disturbance of peace of mind. Because when my peace of mind is disturbed, I often have a very zingy feel within my body, adrenaline rushy, or just agitated, restless. So yeah, it's been asking myself, how can I get more in tune with that? And to allow myself to say it to others as well. It's like, hey, if I'm in a conversation, it's like, my peace of mind is a bit disturbed right now. Let's continue this later. Just to name it, to be humble enough and confident enough and trusting enough, especially around spiritual friends, that naming can be held in a place of kindness. that if I'm, that my spiritual friends can hold me in that place of like, okay, she's saying her mind is afflicted, let's continue this conversation later, even if it's inconvenient or it's not meeting the other person's need for connection or clear communication or understanding right then, or efficiency or any of those other things. I wish to be able to do that in the future, just to be able to be honest with myself and with others, and to just pause when I see that I'm not clear within myself, or that my peace of mind is disturbed, so that there's not messes to clean up later. And part of that is getting more sensitive within myself also of the danger when my peace of mind is disturbed, because why do I gloss over it so quickly? Why do I go, something's not quite right here, but it's okay, just, we have to do this because of efficiency or timelines, or I want to get this thing done, because I don't believe the danger of what's going to follow. It's only after, when I create a mess in some way, that it's like, oh, how sad if I had only paid attention. Yeah. And I think also helpful is to recognize, like, when do I feel grounded and spacious and non-reactive, so that that's the feeling that I want to come back to, that recognizing when I'm centered, and that if I'm deviating from that, then that's the time to stop, or ask myself, like, what's going on in my mind? What's the flavor of my mind? And and this kind of ties back to me as well. One of the key things that stood out for me from the Good Karma retreat was when Venerable phrased it that our key responsibility is to tame our mind. In whatever situation we're in, no matter what we're doing, it's not so much the task at hand, but it's to tame my own mind. And that brings me right back to asking, what's the state of my mind? Is my peace of mind disturbed? And if it is, what can I do to reestablish that peace within myself, so then I can wholeheartedly keep that idea of creating peace in a chaotic world alive. It comes first here and then be able to go out.